Okay, so what if I told you that there was this new technology
Okay.
that could, like, predict pandemics, like
Okay.
using just a simple piece of paper?
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're talking origami sensors that could totally change how we track diseases.
Wow.
We're diving deep into this today with a press release from Cranfield University and the actual scientific study from Cell Report's Physical Science.
That's amazing.
This is seriously cutting-edge stuff.
So you know how we're always talking about wastewater,
Yeah.
like what goes down our drains?
Right.
Well, this tech uses that to track public health.
Wait, so you're telling me there's like valuable info just floating around in our sewers?
Yeah, basically. When people are sick, they release traces of whatever they have in their waste.
Oh, that makes sense.
So by testing the wastewater, we can see what's going around in entire communities.
And you can see that before people even show symptoms, right?
Exactly. Think of it like an early warning system, but for diseases.
That's wild. I remember hearing about this with COVID.
Yeah, they were tracking it through sewage.
So instead of waiting for people to get sick, this origami sensor could warn us even earlier.
You got it.
That's incredible. But origami sensors, how do you even use that to detect viruses?
Okay, so picture like a litmus test, but instead of acidity, it's searching for viruses.
Okay.
These pieces of paper are treated with a pattern of wax channels that guide a tiny water sample. It's like a miniature lab, but origami-sized.
That's insane. A
Well,
lab on a piece of paper.
I know, right?
So how do we go from a drop of wastewater to knowing what virus it is?
Okay, so in those wax channels are chemicals that react to specific biomarkers. These biomarkers are like fingerprints for different diseases.
Okay.
So when the wastewater hits those chemicals, and if that biomarker is present, bam, the paper changes color.
And I'm guessing that's easy to see even with my phone.
Exactly. It's designed to be analyzed with just your phone. No fancy equipment needed.
Wow, so it's seriously that easy. Just snap a picture and you have your results.
Yep.
But how does that compare to PCR tests?
That's the cool part. They tested it at quarantine hotels near Heathrow during COVID.
No way. They really put it to the test.
For sure. And the results were amazing.
Okay, tell me everything.
These origami sensors gave results in under 90 minutes, way faster than PCR tests.
Wow. And is it as accurate?
And the accuracy was comparable.
So we could basically have something as powerful as a lab anywhere in the world.
Exactly. It even got featured in the London Science Museum.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
But how did they know it would work for something like COVID?
All right, so they started with a virus called PRSV.
PRSV.
Yeah, porcine reproductive and respiratory syndrome virus.
Oh, so what's that?
It's a virus that affects pigs. They used it to fine-tune the sensor in a controlled environment before testing it with the real deal.
So like a test run.
Basically. Then, when they were ready for COVID, they focused on specific biomarkers, the ORF, 1ABS, and N genes.
Okay, those sound pretty complicated. What are those exactly?
So basically, they're like blueprints for how the virus builds itself.
And by targeting those, they knew they were detecting COVID and not some random bug.
Yep.
So it's like these genes are a COVID calling card.
Yeah, like a fingerprint.
And the origami sensor knows exactly what to look for.
That's really cool.
And they tested it like crazy, both in the lab and at Heathrow. They made sure it could handle real-life situations. That's great to hear. So we've got this amazing tech. It's affordable, it's fast, and it's accurate. What does this mean for, like, the future of public health?
Oh, man. The possibilities are huge. Imagine this tech being used all over the world, even in places with limited resources.
Right, so everyone has the same ability to detect outbreaks.
Exactly. We're talking about moving from reacting to diseases to actually preventing them.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Instead of waiting for people to get sick, we could see it coming through the wastewater.
Exactly. It's like having a heads up before things get bad.
And where else could this be used? Besides airports and hospitals, I mean...
Oh, anywhere people are gathered together. Schools, cruise ships, refugee camps. It could track all kinds of diseases, not just COVID.
So it'd really help with things like the flu or norovirus, too.
Yeah, things like that. Early detection is key, especially in places without good health care.
Absolutely. This little sensor could save so many lives.
It really could. But we have to be realistic, too. There are some things to consider.
Yeah, like what?
Well, wastewater changes. It's different depending on the weather, what's being dumped in it, you know?
Oh, right. I didn't think about that.
Yes, we need to make sure everyone's collecting samples the same way.
So the results are accurate.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Anything else?
Well, the environment matters, too. Things like temperature, other stuff in the water.
Yeah.
It can affect how well the sensor works.
So there's still more research to do.
Yeah, definitely. We need to keep working on it. But honestly, the benefits totally outweigh the challenges.
That's true. It's amazing how origami is being used for this. It's such an old art form.
It really is. It shows you how creative people can be.
Yeah, it's like we took this ancient art and turned it into a tool to fight diseases.
Exactly. And it all started with a simple piece of paper.
All right, so to sum it all up, we have this incredible new origami sensor technology. It's cheap, it's fast, it's accurate, and it could change how we deal with outbreaks.
It's like a glimpse into the future of healthcare.
But what if we could do even more with this technology? What if we could use it for more than just diseases?
Oh, now you're talking. What if we could use it to learn even more from wastewater?
Like what?
Imagine being able to see if people are getting the right nutrients or if they're being exposed to dangerous chemicals.
Wait, really? We could find communities that are struggling with malnutrition, or even see if there's lead in the water.
Exactly. And then we can actually do something about it before it's too late.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
We could go from just reacting to health problems to actually preventing them.
It's all about being proactive, and this technology gives us the power to do that.
It's like a whole new way of looking at public health. It's like we could see what's going on in a community even before anyone knows there's a problem.
That's a great way to put it. And it's not just about having the technology, it's about making sure everyone can use it.
Right. Everyone deserves access to this kind of information.
Exactly. It's about giving communities the tools they need to take charge of their own health.
This has been an amazing deep dive. We've talked about how origami sensors could literally change the world.
It really shows you what happens when science and creativity come together.
I mean, who would have thought a piece of paper could do all this?
It just goes to show that the best solutions are sometimes the simplest ones.
And the most unexpected. So to wrap things up, we've learned about this incredible new technology that's affordable, fast, and accurate. It has the potential to change how we track diseases and even how we think about public health in general. But this is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore and discover with origami sensors. So keep your eyes open and your minds curious, because the future of health might just be folding out right before our very eyes.